What if I told you that your dream home might actually come packed with builder grade disappointments, and you won't even know it until you're sitting down with the builder and you just completely wasted your time? Before you even drop a dime on new construction, you need to know what the standard features are up front, which is why today I am about to pull the curtain back on Kensington Custom Homes and go on screen and show you exactly what their standard features are so you don't end up wasting your time. And a little spoiler for you, you are going to be surprised of what their standard features are. What's up guys? Anthony Esposito with eXp Realty, your local real estate expert right here in the Cleveland, Ohio area. And if you're looking to build or buy or sell, or you just need a resource, I have people just like you reaching out to me every single week, and I'd be happy to help you out as well. You can contact me directly here or go in the description below. Use one of the links I have listed there. So let's hop over to the computer and see exactly what Kensington Custom Homes has to offer for standard features. So Kensington Custom Builders, first off, I just want to point out that they are in Medina, Summit, Cuyahoga, Knox, Wayne, Stark, and Portage counties throughout Northeast Ohio. And I just wanted to showcase just a couple things of what they have before we get into the standard features. And I mean, you can see some of the portfolios here. Here's some of the homes that they have built that they go through. I'm gonna click on view all just so you can get an idea of the wide range of what they build. They got, their ranch homes, they got colonial homes. There's a colonial, a couple more ranches that they end up doing, but ranches are popular. Now, the nice thing is that it is a wide variety of homes that they have. They're not all just these enormous, built houses. You got something that looks just like an everyday type house. There's a couple of them right there. And then you have some of the extravagant homes that they build. Like this one right here is a model home of theirs, and this thing's got 6 bedrooms. It's massive. If I'm not mistaken, it's like 5,700 square feet. So that's just a couple of their homes in that area. Now, if we look at, what exactly is Kensington Custom Builders, because it's stuff that's not really advertised as much as some of the other big name builders that are out there, but they are a quality builder, guys. And as you see, they can go from 1,200 square foot ranch homes to beautiful farmhouses all the way to 3-story homes with custom exposed beams and elevators. So they literally do it all. This isn't just your luxury only style builds. And as they go through, obviously they're gonna have this, dedicated to helping you reach the American dream. Like all the builders have that. But the nice thing is the partners at Kensington also began as independent business owners in the 1990 and early 2000s and have since founded and managed numerous companies of many sizes. They've made it clear that they're dedicated to the American dream and helping people achieve it through home ownership. Collectively, they've been building for over 30 years and have set up strategic partnerships with all our home goods suppliers to allow all the customers the opportunity at sourcing exactly what they want in their home, from rare tile to custom exposed trusses to elegant trim packages. We can do it all. So, truly custom built, and they have their people ready to go with all of their supporting cast per se, so all their trades that they end up working with. And as you see, they have everything laid out here, which is super nice because there's a lot of builders where you don't even have this option right here to look at their standard features. So you could be wasting time to go to said builder, but that's what I'm here for, is to allow you to dig through every little detail. Now, as we get over to what they offer. Now, I will let you know up front, just like every builder, there's a whole process. You're going to sit down and have a consultation. They're going to get to know you, figure out what's going on. I can represent you in this process. And it's nice because builders, they have stuff in place with their home pricing where they end up paying some sort of fee to me to help you out. The reps are fantastic. Owners They're fantastic, but they're looking out for themselves. They also look out for you, but at the end of the day, they got to make money. So that's where I come in, and it can get overwhelming, and it just makes it a little bit easier having someone on your side to handle all the BS that comes with building a home. So as we look at the standard features, I will tell you, this is above a lot of other builders that are out there. So let's get into exactly what they have going on. For starters, foundation, extremely important in Northeast Ohio. So you get a full 9-foot basement. Poured wall is better than block wall. And you can option for a 10-foot basement. Now, I will say, if you want higher ceilings in basement, and if you want a little bit more value added on, this, to me, adding that extra foot, non-negotiable, that should be something that's done. If you can't afford it, that's perfectly fine, but this should be one of the options that you add in, because this isn't happening after the home is built. There is no changing this. It is what it is. The nice thing, footer drain tile, crush ratio drain tile with fittings inside and outside. This is huge for keeping your basement dry and not flooding. You get inside drain tile with drain holes throughout footers for overload drain water. You get a 20-year waterproofing foundation system. That is a tremendous warranty that they have on there. All downspout drains, tile, 2,000-pound crush capacity. Support ledge and rebar for all concrete areas where settling may occur to help concrete steps and stoops not to sink or fall away from the foundation. I don't know if any of you have a home that where you see that, like that front step going into your patio, like your front patio, or your front porch, and it's like shifted, it's sunken down, it goes every which direction. This type of stuff helps prevent that, which is awesome. Premium fill in all concrete areas to prevent settling, so they're doing a phenomenal job to try and keep everything in order. Vapor barrier under basement floor to prevent damp concrete. That is huge and fantastic. Center support beams are to engineered specs used to eliminate shifting and minimize drywall nail pops and movement. You are always going to have nail pops and movement. That's why they have minimize is the key word that is in there. It's going to happen no matter what you do. And this is awesome. This is a large 36 by 24 Venet glass block basement windows or tilt-in windows. That is fantastic. That is a large window that's going to give you some great sunlight coming into the basement to kind of help out. For your structural side of things, you get number 1 grade 2x6 studs for framing exterior walls. That's pretty common. 7/16 OSB on all exterior walls for stronger house instead of wind bracing. Anderson Silverline windows to owner's specs with lifetime warranties. Big warranty right there. We all know how expensive windows are, and if not, it's not going to be a good experience when you have to go replace windows, maybe 15 years down the road, 20 years down the road, whatever the case may be. It's very expensive. You get Huber water repellent OSB 3/4 tongue and groove glued and nailed subfloor. This will help with the creaking. This will help with that annoying sound that you get as time goes on. Seamless 5-inch and 6-inch aluminum gutters and downspouts piped to underground storm sewer system. You do get PEX plumbing supply lines. This is the go-to. They're not going to rot. It's going to last a lot longer than you're going to be in the house. You get a 200 amp incoming service panel. That's pretty typical. Minimum 1 GFI exterior receptacle next to each exit door. That's code. That's going to be every builder, no matter what you do. R19, R40 minimum insulation with caulk and seal package with packed fiberglass insulation around all windows and door frames and blown. Again, code. That's why they're putting minimum here. They're putting minimum here because that is the building codes that are in place. You could always do a different style. You could change stuff. You could add stuff. That's the nice thing about these custom builders. R40 in all flat ceiling areas, 90% and above efficiency, furnace with air conditioning. Again, common stuff. Curtain rod and towel bar blocking in walls. This does not happen all the time. So that is fantastic, because there's a lot of builders that don't even deal with that stuff. They're basically just like, you're on your own, good luck. And then you get micro-lam beam above all garage headers to eliminate sagging over garage doors. So good stuff so far to start out. For your finishes, here we go. Drywall, screwed and glued to walls and ceilings, nailed, used to start hanging. Nails used to start hanging. You get 30-year architectural design shingles with ice and water shield in all valleys, saddles, and adjoining roof areas. Great stuff there. All cabinets and built-ins customs or from preferred supplier. Built according to owner's blueprints and or homeowner design. It means all the stuff. It's gonna be, you can manipulate it. You can change stuff. Do what you want, that full custom. Fan light or light only ceiling mounts, boxes installed in all areas. There's some builders that don't, that's an option. Even if you want the wiring up in the ceiling, that is an option. All custom built fireplace, mantles, bookshelves, and light boxes, if applicable. Wayne Dalton raised panel garage doors per plan. Good stuff there. All countertops with wide choice of granite, quartz, or corium. Me personally, I prefer granite. Let me know what you prefer. There's a lot of people that go for quartz. I like granite just because it could withstand the heat, especially with kitchen. And I just kind of like the way it looks a little bit better. Let me know what you prefer though. Choice of door panel design, paint or stain grade. Usually you don't get a choice between paint or stain. They're just like, here's a white door for you. If painted woodwork, 2 coats of lacquer, any color with acrylic hardening. Hand rubbed between coats. That is huge. That is really huge, because again, they say any color. A lot of home builders, they're gonna charge you for different colors, especially if you go for the more popular colors like black, because black is becoming really popular right now. All casing areas are biscuit join and pin for form fit. Our standard size, oversized 5-inch baseboard, 2 3/4 casing, and 2-piece 6-inch crown molding, 3.5 by 1.5 inch thick. That right there is not common with a lot of builders. So, and when you're comparing chain builders to custom builders, this is where the differences start happening. You're going to see a higher starting price with custom builders. But this is why I like to show their standards, because a lot of custom builders have standards in place that are options for your chain builders that are out there. So by the end of it, you're at the same price. The big difference between the two that I always express to my clients, if you want to be in a development, chain builder is the way to go. If you want to build your house, have like your kind of like little sanctuary on your own land, your own lot, it's going to be a custom builder, and or you're going to go to another builder, but we're going to focus on Kensington right now. But that's the two differences between the two, is you're going to have more standard options, higher quality than the chain builders, which would be options. Kitchen tile backsplash to bottom of top cabinets. Again, that's an option in most builders. Them, that's standard. Recessed can lights, any location. Number depends on contract. That's fantastic. You can put it anywhere. They don't care. They will do it. That is the true custom. Drywall, rolled, textured, finished garage. Finish garage. Not like, some other builders that are out there that won't even give you that. They just slap up the drywall and put the tape on the seams. You do get an insulated garage. That's huge. 1-piece acrylic tub and shower for less maintenance cleaning application. All Moen EVA upgrade faucets. Moen is top of the line in my opinion. all Kohler and Mansfield water toilet with comfort height design. That's awesome. Flooring. Standard is calculated on house size with premium materials per homeowner selections. So a lot of stuff that they're going to end up giving you. Floor drain with hot and cold water in garage and 2 outside faucets. Thank you for having hot and cold water in the garage, because someone like me, I prefer a little bit warmer water to be able to wash the cars. It gets like the bugs off easier, for instance, but it's nice to have, you know, the hot water faucet that's out there. 3-foot front doors. That's pretty standard. A lot of people do option to go wider because it's just easier to get furniture in and out, especially with your bigger pieces of furniture. All homes finish graded. Thank you for having that as a standard. Sometimes that's not always included. That'll be extra in your lot prep, which I'll go into that here in a second. Customer will make all exterior and interior color choices, stain, floors, paint, etc. With 5 color choices per paint. More can be discussed. So they are willing to work with you, which is fantastic with this builder. They're trying everything they can to get you in that dream home. Stone is done as an allowance and picked out by the customer. So that is going to vary with different stuff. They're going to give you an allowance, and it's going to be, pick out what stone design you want. So they're not saying, here's, 3 different style stones that you could have like on the outside of your house. They're saying, we're going to give you X amount of dollars for the stone that you want to put like on the outside of a house, your exterior, part of the elevation. And, if it's a little bit more, that's going to be added into it. But they're just giving you money instead of saying, this is your choices, which I kind of prefer the whole allowance system of how they have that. Premium super polymer Provia Hardtech vinyl siding, resist folding, cracking, and thermal. That is some of your top of the line vinyl siding that they end up doing. Now, as I was talking just a second ago about lot prep, your construction drive, your permits, your landscaping for whatever you want to do with landscaping, that stuff is all going to be an added cost. They're going to look at foundation up is pretty much what they do, except with a couple odds and ends of what they have going on, which is it's nice. So like your finished grade right here, that's typically part of lot prep, where with them they're going to cover the finished grade, which is fantastic. But that lot prep could also include your appliances, if you need a septic system, or if you're tying into your sewer, all your tie-ins, your electrical. That's all going to be an added cost. Don't ever forget that when you're looking into building a custom home. You're going to have lot prep cost. The best rule of thumb I can give you to play it safe, if you are getting a septic system, if you need a septic system, just automatically plan for an extra $100,000 just to play it safe. It doesn't mean you're going to cost that much. It really depends on how many trees need to be removed. It depends on the septic system that the county is telling you that you need to have. There's so many factors that go into it. Good rule of thumb though, if you have a septic system, public water, which most places are, some places still you got to have a well. The majority of lots though, there's public water that's available. So if you got public water, septic system, just plan for $100,000. If you don't have a septic system, plan for 70 to 80, because it really depends on the system, but you could be looking at 20 to 30 grand for a septic to be put in. So that's the numbers for the lot prep, and that should give you plenty to work with your permits and everything else, your landscaping, all the fun stuff. Again, Custom Homes, Medina, Akron, Northeast Ohio, they're ready to go. And they even do small additions, remodeling projects. I mean, they literally have you covered for every step of the way. But let me know if these standards are up to par, if they are beyond your expectations, or if you wish they had a few other standards in place for their base pricing on their models. If you got any value from the video, be sure to smash the like button. It's greatly appreciated. As always, if you need help, if you want to go visit Kensington or any other builder, or you're looking to buy an existing or sell, I'm happy to help you out. I have people just like you reaching out to me every single week. Contact me directly here or go in the description below and use one of the links I have listed there. And if you're new to my channel or you haven't already, be sure to click subscribe and turn notifications on so you can stay up to date on future videos that I got coming your way.